Hello, everyone. My name is Erik Cave, and I'm the director of Next Gen Ministries for the Pacific Northwest Conference. Today, we're welcoming my good friend, Dean Soule, who is the new Associate Pastor of Family Ministries at Faith Covenant in Sumner. Dean, I've known you for quite a while, and I'm really glad that you are now in our conference. So why don't you take a moment and introduce yourself by telling us, everyone else, about a little about your personal and ministry background.
Yeah, I was actually oddly born in this conference at a hospital that's about like 15 minutes away from where I'm serving at in ministry.
Like
So
you've
I
come
grew
around full
up in
circle.
the
Yeah.
Pacific, yeah, grew up in the Pacific Northwest in the roaring metropolis of Eatonville. And I was born at Good
Hmm.
Sam Hospital there in Puyallup, but grew up here. And it was actually in Eatonville at a small local church there. It wasn't a covenant church, but that's where I got introduced to the idea of youth ministry and going into ministry just in general. And so that's where that passion began. And I pursued that in my higher education and college, and eventually got connected with the Covenant Church in Modesto, California.
Mm-hmm.
I got to work with the wild and crazy Eric Anderson, who is now, of course, leading the Covenant's events and everything right
Mm-hmm.
now. But then from there, went to North Park, and then I was in Southern California at a church in San Diego before coming here. So kind of brought me all the way back full circle and living back in my home state. So I'm excited.
Well, that's great. It's really great to have you here in the conference and to get to work more closely with you. So good.
Yeah.
Tell us about what you're passionate about in ministry right now.
So one of the things that has been, I think, true for a lot of ministries in general is they've been trying to find ways to kind of de-silo ministry, that it's not
Mhm.
children's ministry is over here doing its own thing, and then kids ministry and adult ministry and all of that, but trying to find ways to make those integrated more. And that's, of course, been a really big challenge, and nobody has necessarily had a good answer to that. But I've really been excited about coming on staff here because we've kind of structured the family ministry side of things. So my title, Associate Pastor of Family Ministry, is
Mhm.
intended to be that way, so that I'm overseeing not just the student ministry silo, but it's supposed to be over everything that's happening for family ministry. And it's supposed to be more than just the programs we're doing, but ways that we're also going to be hopefully equipping families for all of the ministry that we want to see happening. That it's not just what's happening inside the walls of the church, but also in people's homes, and that people would actually be equipped to know how to do that well, rather than just cracking open the book of Leviticus and reading about animal sacrifices. Because I don't think that 5-year-olds really know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with that all the time either. So anyway, so we're just trying to put together some good resources. So that's kind of one of the things I'm really excited about and passionate about moving forward in this new role that I find myself in and am blessed to be in.
Wow, that's great. I know that your church, Faith Covenant, and through previous staff people and such, have really worked hard at developing that real strong philosophy of family ministry, and I'm really excited to see how it'll work out and play out with your serving there. So,
Yeah.
well, how can we be praying for you and your family in this season?
Man, everything has been very, very busy this fall. We kind of, my wife and I both have personalities where we just dive right in. And so we definitely did that here at Faith Cub. We wanted to get to know people, we wanted them to get to know us. But there was just a lot of other details about our life that were just not quite settled. And we were trying to figure those things out. There's grief in our family that we've been experiencing too. And so there's just so much that has been kind of changing and shifting. And it feels like we're maybe entering into a season where things are going to be a little bit more stable, at least hopefully for the foreseeable future, however long foreseeable is. But we'll just really appreciate prayer for being able to continue to settle into this role, and continue to find good space for rest and rejuvenation. Pastoring through COVID was definitely not a course that I took in seminary. So trying to figure out, what do I need having come out of that? What are those pieces of my heart and my mind and my soul that are still kind of just feeling the weight of, a third of the people showing up that normally would have been, and
Yeah.
that those nagging questions of what are we doing wrong, and so just trying to figure that out while I'm now also stepping into this new role, new church, new context, back in my home state. And the Mariners, of course, just did not do what they were supposed to do this season. So there's so much that I'm trying to sort through right now.
We can pray for you as you struggle through being a Mariners fan. And the other things as well. I'll be praying for you. I hope our viewers will pray for you as well. So, as our custom, we're going to fire off some quick fire questions just to get to know some random things about you. So, here we go. The first one is, what 3 traits define you?
Number 1, I'm loud. Just meet me. You'll figure out what I'm talking about. Number 2, I like to think, like to be a thinker, not in the sense of just kind of always lost in thought necessarily, but I like to try and think deeply about whatever it is that we're setting our minds to. And number 3, I have a terrible habit of telling awesome dad jokes. So it's terrible.
Great answer. Next question then is, what is your favorite thing to do?
I'm going to have to split it between 2 here. One of them is painting. I love to paint just like on a canvas with acrylics. I love that. I find it just really peaceful and relaxing. And then the other one is spike ball. And especially I loved playing spike ball on the beach in San Diego. So perhaps, part of me is just longing to be able to get back out there onto the beach, where it's sunny all the time, and playing spike ball with all kinds of people. Just, I just meet down there and just play. So it's a toss-up between the 2. They're both so much fun.
Very eclectic between painting and spike ball on the beach. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What would you most like to tell yourself at age 13?
Well, first I would say that I would tell myself that under no circumstances should I ever sell any of my Pokemon cards before age 35, because they will become worth thousands of dollars and will rescue you from your student loan debt. That's what I would tell myself. But I would also, I think I would tell myself that you have permission to seek out friendships that actually want to invest in you and really want to get to know you, rather than trying to sit around or wait around for friendships that, weren't necessarily healthy or willing to contribute back into the relationship, and to put all of my energy into those ones. I grew up in a small town, so there was not necessarily a lot of options for who my friends were. And so sometimes it was difficult to figure out, where I could go to find, companionship. And so some of those friendships from earlier on in elementary school kind of dragged on maybe a little bit longer than was perhaps healthy.
Well, that's good advice. Well, Dean, thank you for taking some time to share yourself with us and letting us get to know you. Really glad you're here in the conference.
Thank you, Erik. I'm glad to be here.